If you are a South African who is earning well, but feeling like you don't have much to show for it, you are not alone. Many professionals are highly qualified, hardworking people who know they need to invest, but they feel paralyzed by all the options, funds, platforms, and opinions out there. And I get it. I've been there myself. My journey started in veterinary medicine, of all places. But after 5 years of self-teaching as a DIY investor, becoming a financial planner, and building an online community of over 75,000 followers in the personal finance space, I've realized that most professionals make the same mistakes over and over again when they begin their investment journeys. And what I've learned is this: financial freedom doesn't come from luck or guessing. It comes from applying simple, proven principles consistently over time. So today, I want to save you a lot of time, stress, and money by sharing the 20 most important things that every investor must know before they start their investment journeys. These lessons will help you to avoid analysis paralysis, invest with confidence, and actually build wealth that lasts. Okay, so let's dive right in. Lesson number 1. You need to understand your money personality. Too many professionals spend their money without knowing why. They earn well, but at the end of the month, there's just nothing left. The problem isn't always math, it's behavior. Your money personality shapes every single decision that you make. Some people are spenders, some are savers, some are debtors, and some are investors. Once you understand your personality, you can make intentional choices instead of repeating the same patterns. So if you want to start strong, you must know yourself first. Lesson number 2, control your cash flow. I often meet professionals who make 6 to 7 figures a year, but they still feel broke. Why? Because they don't track their spending. They assume earning more will solve the problem, but it never does. The truth is, wealth is built on controlling your cash flow. When you create a budget or a conscious spending plan, you can see exactly where your money is leaking and can then direct it from a place of authority toward what matters most. The foundation of investing is not your income. It is how you manage what you already have. You need to learn how to align your money with your values, because when you get clear on your priorities, you will stop wasting money on stupid shit and start building the life that truly makes you happy. Lesson number 3, eliminate bad debt aggressively. Investing while carrying credit card or personal loan debt is like trying to drive a car with the handbrake up. You may feel like you are doing the responsible thing by putting your money into the market, but the math just doesn't work. A 10% return can't keep up with 20% interest on debt. You need to clear your bad debt first before your wealth building efforts can finally gain traction. Lesson number 4, build an emergency fund. Life happens. Cars break down. Kids get sick. Unexpected bills show up. Investors without an emergency fund are forced to pull money from their investments, locking in losses or derailing their long-term goals. But those who keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash can ride out the storm and leave their investments untouched. Think of it as like a financial shock absorber. Without it, every bump in the road can knock you off track. Lesson number 5, harness compound interest. So many people underestimate the power of time. They think 500 Rand a month is meaningless, so they wait until they earn more. Years later, they regret it. Compound interest rewards consistency, not perfection. Small amounts invested early can grow exponentially. Those who start early often need to save much less than those who delay. So don't wait. Start where you are with what you have. Lesson number 6, minimize fees. One of the biggest silent killers of wealth is investment fees. I've seen investors paying 3 to 5% per year without even realizing it. And over decades, that can cost them millions and millions of rands. You need to get clarity on the fees you pay and make sure that the value you receive far exceed it. If not, there is a problem. Remember, the less you pay, the more you get to keep. Lesson number 7, you need to beat inflation's ass. South Africa's inflation rate averages around 5% per year. That means your money halves in buying power roughly every 14 years. Investors who keep all of their money in savings accounts without any real purpose discover this way too late. Their wealth silently shrinks in real terms, even though the numbers on their bank balances increases. The only way to stay ahead is to invest in growth assets that grow faster than inflation. Cash might feel safe, but over the long term, it guarantees a loss in real terms. Lesson number 8, set proper goals. Throwing random amounts of money into different accounts and hoping for the best is not an investment plan. You need to know exactly what you are saving for and how much you need to be putting away every single month to reach your goals. And when you set SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, every single rand has a purpose. Suddenly, you're not just wishing, you are intentionally building towards a proper plan. Goals turn abstract investing into a personal mission and keeps you motivated to keep going when it gets tough. Lesson number 9, understand investment risk. One of the biggest reasons investors panic is because they don't properly understand investment risk. They think risk means losing everything, when in reality, it is just about volatility and time horizon. When you learn how to match your risk level to your goals, you will stop panicking during market dips. A retirement portfolio with 30 years to grow can handle volatility, but a short-term savings plan absolutely cannot. Risk isn't the enemy, ignorance is. Lesson number 10, diversify, but don't diversify. Now, I see this all the time online. Investors proudly holding 10 different funds or ETFs in the same portfolio, only to realize they all own the same group of companies. That is not diversification. It's duplication, what I like to call diversification. True diversification means spreading across different asset classes, industries, and regions. And when done right, it reduces risk without sacrificing growth. You need to learn how to properly choose funds that are complementary to each other by investing in different parts of the world map and stop chasing after all of the hype on social media. Lesson number 11, choose the right investment vehicles. Beginner investors often use the wrong accounts for the wrong reasons. They use their tax-free savings accounts for short-term savings goals, completely messing up the true power that it can offer over the long term. The vehicle you choose is as important as the fund itself, and a great investment portfolio usually involves a combination of tax-free savings accounts, retirement funds, and normal taxable discretionary investments, each one with its own benefits. Lesson number 12, automate your investment portfolio. Many people rely on their willpower where they try to invest what is left over at the end of the month. Well, this never works, but if you pay yourself first by setting up automated debit orders into your investment portfolio soon after your salary hits your bank account, you will never miss a contribution. Your portfolios will grow quietly in the background while you can focus on living your best life. Systems beat willpower every single time. Lesson number 13, stay invested through the highs and the lows. Every investor loves a bull market because everyone seems like a genius when the markets go up. But when a bear market arrives and we see a crash, too many sell their investments in fear and then lock in their losses. Those who stay invested ride the recovery and often see their wealth increase exponentially over time. Markets will move in cycles. No one can accurately predict when it will go up, down, in circles, or sideways. But patience pays, and if you can learn how to manage your emotions, you will avoid the biggest mistakes most investors make by panic selling at the bottom or hype buying at the top. Lesson number 14, time in the market beats timing the market. Many investors waste years and years trying to predict the perfect time to invest. They sit on the sidelines, waiting for the dip that never comes. Meanwhile, those who simply stay invested capture the best days in the market and their returns soar compared to market timers. Consistency wins, prediction doesn't. Lesson number 15, be cautious when moving investments. I've seen many investors switch platforms of funds too quickly based on their emotions, only to trigger unnecessary taxes and penalties. Investment transfers need to be planned carefully, and you need to make sure that you understand the implications before pulling the trigger. Done hastily, it can cost you dearly. So slow down and learn how to do it right. Lesson number 16, diversify offshore. Us South Africans already have most of our wealth tied up locally. Our homes, cars, salaries, and pensions. Keeping all of your investments here adds unnecessary concentration risk. Offshore investing spreads your money across global markets, protects against the rand weakness, and gives you access to industries that just don't exist here. If your entire financial future is riding on South Africa alone, you are overexposed. Lesson number 17. Match offshore allocation to your goals. Not every investor needs the same offshore exposure percentage. Someone retiring locally needs more rand-based stability, while someone immigrating in 5 years needs much more exposure to direct investments in hard currencies. The key here is to match your offshore allocation to your future expenses. That way, your money is always working in the currency that you will need it. It's not about a one-size-fits-all, it's about alignment to your personal situation and future goals. Lesson number 18. Plan for offshore taxes. Investors often forget that SARS taxes your worldwide income as a South African tax resident. And if you choose the wrong jurisdictions for your direct offshore investment portfolio, it could potentially end up wiping out almost half of your wealth in death taxes. Those who structure their offshore investments correctly from the beginning in the right jurisdictions and vehicles protect their returns and preserve their wealth for future generations. Ignoring offshore tax rules can cost you far more than you realize, so you need to make sure that you get this right. Lesson number 19. It is you versus you. Investors often compare themselves to others. The doctor with the BMW, the friend with the offshore portfolio, or Frikkie at the braai that always brags that he bought 10 bitcoins when it was still dirt cheap. This might make you feel like you are falling behind. But comparison is the thief of joy. And the only real race that matters is against yourself. So stop competing with someone else's chapter 20 when you are still on chapter 1. The game is you versus you. And then finally, lesson number 20. Take full ownership. Investors who blame their past, the government, the economy, or their circumstances at home hand over their power and will always remain stuck. But those who take full responsibility for their financial future regain control of their actions and choices. When you own your journey, you stop waiting for others to save you and you start empowering yourself to build real wealth on your own terms. So here's the truth. The hardest part of investing isn't actually choosing the right fund or platform. It is mastering yourself, taking ownership, and sticking to a framework that actually works. Now you might be thinking, okay, Pieter, this all makes sense, but where do I actually start? What platform do I use? Which funds are right for my goals? How do I build a solid investment portfolio that fits me? Well, that is exactly why I spent the last year and a half to create the Money Marx DIY investing course, which is a step-by-step program designed specifically for South Africans who want to take ownership and invest with confidence without paying any high fees. Inside the course, I will walk you through everything from the foundations of wealth management to building your own local and offshore diversified portfolio using South African specific platforms and funds. You will learn how to define and fund your financial goals, how to choose the right investment vehicles, which local and offshore funds to use based on your time horizon and risk profile, how to structure your entire investment plan so it grows automatically while you continue to live your life, and most importantly, how to become the kind of investor who never panics when the markets fall, because you will actually understand what you are doing. By the end, you will have a clear investment roadmap, a working portfolio, and the confidence to manage it all yourself without relying on anyone else to do it for you. This isn't just theory. It is the exact system that I use with my own clients, packaged into a practical, easy to follow course that will save you years and thousands of rands of trial and error. The course have already received well over 20 5-star reviews. So if you are serious about finally taking control of your financial future, then click the link below and join the Money Marx DIY investing course today. Don't let another year slip by waiting to figure it out later. You've already done the hard part. You've started learning. Now it's time to take action, put all of the pieces together, and start building real wealth, one smart, intentional investment at a time. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside the course. Have a lekker day. Cheers.